science teacher, and she will be taking the kids on the field trip to Kokee. Last year, you don't have to point it at me.
Okay.
Last year, we took 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th in 2 separate groups. This year, we're taking 6th, 7th, and 8th in one group for 2 nights, rather than taking each of the separate groups for 1 night each, because they didn't have a full day there to go hiking. It was really limited. So, So we're going to do 2 nights. They'll leave on Wednesday. They return on Friday. They're going to have time to hike, time to do some exploring. Last year, the kids came back so excited. They had a wonderful time. And I know it'll be even better this year because it's 2 days instead of 1. And I have to tell you, I am so grateful to Mrs. Henriquez. Also, Karen Gonzalez and her husband are going. Please extend to them your appreciation. They go free of charge, so the school doesn't have to pay any extra. This is a tremendous amount of work on your part, especially for Mrs. Henriquez, who's organizing all of the food. She has been actually doing kind of a test kitchen thing with your kids. She brings in food.
And I see it, don't
and she's been doing a little testing to see what foods they'll eat, foods that she has in abundance of in her garden and that we've had in our garden. So I do want you to understand that at I think pretty much any school, certainly in our school, field trips are a privilege, and we want the kids to take it seriously. So children who are having behavior issues at school will be contacting you. We want that all resolved. If there are homework issues or classwork issues, we'll be contacting you. We want everything resolved so that the kids who go up there with a real clear conscience, and they feel free to enjoy the event. It is a really wonderful learning experience, but we do want the kids to take it seriously. So I'm going to turn it over to Sam now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy our new technology. This is a Promethean board. She's using an Elmo to project it onto the board. It's really cool. She can also stream from her computer. This is some cool new technology.
Okay, I hope each family group or each child has the packet that needs to be filled out. So we're going to go up there, and when we're going up there, we're going to be learning about the plants and the animals, and also the geology that we see from here all the way up. And so we're going to do geology stuff and the culturally significant sites along the way. We have to follow all the St. Catherine's rules that are in the handbook, and you should have all turned in your handbook forms by now. If not, please see the main office to get your student handbooks completed. Any student that violates any rules that are in the handbook or any safety rules, we will be calling you, and you'll be taking them home ASAP. They will not be spending the night, so you need to be available to remove your child because we will not keep a disciplinary problem there.
Can I say we don't expect there to be any. Last year there was no problem.
Yeah, everyone was perfect.
But it does help to let your child know they're not going to tolerate anything. And if there's an emergency at home, I have an emergency number. You can call me, and I'll call up there. We don't want parents calling because every parent would be calling, how's my child doing? So if there's an emergency, call me. I will call, and we'll make sure things messages get relayed, and you'll get, if you have an emergency message, it'll get to your child.
There is, cell phones will not be working where we're staying. There is a landline phone where we're staying. and there is radio communication between the place with the landline and the place that we're hiking to. So we will have sort of communication, but just not the convenience of the doodad in your hand. So there's no real point in bringing electronics up there because they're not going to work. So please tell your child to leave their cell phones home, and no Game Boys or any of that, because we don't want them broken or fought over or any of that. And we're there to be there, not to play with the Game Boy. I don't even know if they play Game Boys anymore, but whatever they play, that's this. Okay? We're not part of the DOE, so if the DOE school somehow can get more organized than we are and book faster than we did, we could be bumped, so the dates need to be somewhat flexible, but they're not going to get any organized within the next 2.5 weeks. So I think we're good as far as our dates are concerned. It'll be a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. When we go up on Wednesday, we will be stopping the bus at various places to look at the rocks and stuff, and then when we get up there, we unpack. We'll go for a quickie walk around the area, see some plants, pull some ginger. Then on Friday, weather permitting, we're going to go hike to the Alakai Swamp and do some flora and fauna studies in the Alakai Swamp. We may teach them how to do a transect, which is science. And then on Friday morning, we'll do a somewhat shorter hike. Last year, we were able to hike to the Twin Falls, which is a little waterfall with a swimming pool underneath it. And so we were able to rappel down a rope and go hiking and then go swimming. It was way fun and really nice. It was a good hike, so weather permitting, we'll do that. The cost is $50 per student, and that's going to be tight. The bus is what eats up most of it. If every student comes, the bus is going to eat $26 of it. And that doesn't leave us much money left for 8 meals and snacks. So as far as, as far as that's concerned, the meals, on Wednesday, I hope that you will be packing, on Wednesday, please pack a snack and a sack lunch. And also make sure that any medications, if your child takes medication regularly or any medications that you think they might need, there's a form to fill out. The medications will be kept with me, and I will dispense the medications.
So if there are any allergies, if any of your children sometimes or ever have used an EpiPen, please send that. And we do have medication or prescription medication forms in the office that I can get you, and you can have your doctor complete so that we can legally have the medication and give it to your child.
Mrs. Enriquez, should they bring with their snack and lunch a drink, water preferably, or just a drink?
Yeah, pack the water bottle for that Wednesday, that first day. I'll be purchasing the water for when we're going hiking. But if they have a canteen or an Nalgene bottle or a Camelback that's not on the list, you might want to write that down. Anything that can carry water, because that swamp hike is going to be a long day. And it's easier to carry something in a Camelback or a Nalgene or a canteen than it is to get tons of little bottles of water. So that would be an addition, that would be a very welcome addition to the grocery list. As far as the food is concerned, I'm thinking spaghetti the first night, but the second night we did a test run with the jackfruit tree we have here on campus. If I can get the tree to drop 3 more jackfruits, we'll have enough. It dropped 3 this week and we froze it up already. But barbecued jackfruit, it tastes exactly like barbecued pork, and you put it on a little bun, it tastes like sliders. The kids went for it, so we're going to trick them and tell them that it's meat, but it's not. So we'll have a southern meal with barbecue sliders and beans and collard greens and, southern, but it'll be fun. Then the dietary needs, I know that one 2 kids don't do mango. We are going to be packing mango. We've been drying mango the last couple weeks because our tree went off to save money on snack food. So we'll have to provide an alternate, like granola bar or something, for the 2 that are allergic to mango. Because they said they weren't EpiPen allergic, they were just don't touch it allergic. So we're going to have dried fruits. If you have something of that fruit, vegetable variety in your garden that you would like to donate, please talk to me after, because we're looking for an economical way to prepare our meals. So if we can grow it ourselves, great. Make sure, since another thing on here that's not on this, oh, we do extra shoes. The hike will be muddy, very muddy. Even on a good sunny day, it's a muddy hike. So do not bring your best clothes, because they will not come down the mountain, your best clothes. They will never be your best clothes ever again. So PE, St. Catherine PE attire for the first day, the PE shirt, the PE shorts, and something very similar for the other attire. But be prepared for rain. So a poncho or a rain jacket that we can tuck in their backpacks. Because when you're hiking, it rains, it's sun, it rains, it's sun, it's rain, it's sun. So backpack has a poncho in it, or a garbage bag with a head hole. They do sleep on mattresses on the floor. They need to bring their own sleeping bag and pillow. It does get a little chilly up there at nighttime, so a sweatshirt, long sleepy pants, it gets a little chilly. So you want to be somewhat warm. They do need to bring their own towels. It's not a hotel. It is a cabin that you bring everything up, you bring everything out. Their own toiletries. At nighttime, when we get back to the cabin, we'll have dinner, clean up. It actually takes a really long time for the group. And then, but we will have the s'mores around the campfire, a stargazing activity, and then a movie. But if they choose not to watch the movie, they can read a book or a sketch or whatnot in their sleeping quarters. You have the permission form for the bus here in the packet. That needs to be filled out. Then here the child needs to initial all these rules.
Actually, that would be the parent.
And the parent. It'd be good if the child read them too, though. And this here is a pledge form. $50 is kind of a lot of money, short notice. Oh, do the sleep thing again. Okay, should have plugged in there. $50 is a lot of money, short notice. So last year it worked out where we had the students collect pledges. They wrote how many Kahili ginger, which is the invasive plant that everybody wants gone from up there. We had a little contest, how many can you pull? And then they got pledges for each one they pulled. The people that they talked to before they went up there, it would pay them for eradicating a species that is nasty. This is one way to raise money. I know the 8th grade class was talking of other ways to raise money on their own for this. So I think your daughter might be talking to you about something. They were, as a group, they're like, I don't know if I want to do the pledge thing. Can I do a car wash? Can I do, so those are a lot of, I advise them that you don't want to sell something because then you might get stuck with a lot of something when it doesn't sell. But if you can get donations or if you can get service money, like a car wash is a service, you're not stuck with the something when you're done. So this is here, you may use this, we've already put our school logo on it.
This is also an environmentally conscious and friendly activity because groups do go up to Kokee to remove some of these invasive plants. So we would be doing that. The kids are going to be doing it anyway. So they can go around. It's not an unknown thing. Everyone pretty much knows, we're trying to get rid of these invasive species on the island. And so, they can get some funding for their trip from neighbors and relatives.
You're not selling something. You don't have to deliver the donuts. So,
and they're not going to have to do anything they wouldn't already do.
Right. So, Are there any questions thus far?
How many kids are there in total?
36 kids will be going,
Cool.
with 4 chaperones, myself and my husband, and Karen and her husband.
Do you want to explain the sleeping accommodation?
Oh, yeah, the facility is divided. There is 2 buildings. There is the big open sleeping quarters, and then there is another big open space, but it also has the kitchen and the dining room. So last year we put the boys in the dining room kitchen sleeping quarters, and the girls were in the other sleeping quarters. So they're separated. There is a hall, a breezeway, an outdoor hallway between the 2, and then bathrooms, girls' bathroom, boys' bathrooms. They have, I think, like 5 showers, separated shower stalls, and I think 4 or 5 toilets per bathroom. So it's pretty big, and it's very, you can gender separate. Since my husband was the chef last year, the boys got the kitchen. So that was how we worked it. Any other questions?
This pledge is in addition to the 50. So you guys
That's-
will
No,
have-
this is to raise your 50.
That's to offset.
If you don't want to just, fork over $50, you can help raise the 50 with this. So
You might be able to raise the entire amount through pledges.
so
But 20-something is already going to the bus.
20, about $26 is already going to the bus. So
the balance is.
the more food that we can, like if someone wants to bring bananas from home that we can give away. I'm bringing mangoes. I'm dehydrating mangoes every night for the last 2 weeks. The jackfruit we're pulling off the tree. We're just waiting for 3 more to fall. If anyone wants to donate food from their yard, that's great. We'll find a way to use it. If anyone's got greens of any type, we'll find a way to use it.
It also teaches the kids sustainability. These are things we can grow. They're eating food that's been grown.
Like we're gonna have the cooked but cold sweet potatoes as dessert. The kids grew those. We pulled them out of the garden 2 weeks ago, and they measured them and weighed them as part of class activity. And so they're going to be eating what came out of the garden.
That's the thing they needed their little forks and spoons.
No, I make them try that. The Forks and Spoon Day, I made them try a crazy meal.
She's looking guilty.
It was curried mustard greens with sweet potato and garbanzo beans. That's what they needed the forks for.
There you go.
Some of them liked it, some of them didn't. And we had the taro we pulled out of the ground. We made taro burgers out of them. Some of them liked it, some of them didn't. The spaghetti last year, it was a thumbs up from everybody, so we were going to repeat the spaghetti. And the barbecue pork one was a thumbs up from every kid that tried it, so we're going to do that one. But so far, the only allergies I know of is 1 kid doesn't do mushrooms, 2 kids don't do mango, and 1 kid doesn't do dairy. That's all I've heard of thus far. So, and I've asked every kid. So, if there's any more on top of that, so for the kid that doesn't do mushrooms, we'll make a substitute spaghetti sauce without the mushrooms. So, special meal. And the meat kid gets a special meal.
We do take donations other than just grown food, like if we wanted to donate granola.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. I would like, when we're hiking, those green granola bars that Costco sells, I'm planning on purchasing those already with the money, because they come in a box of 90 and it's relatively cheap.
What don't you have us?
That's
And you use
fine.
the money.
That'd be
Why
fine.
don't you put out?
I'm going to do the grocery shopping and the weekend before we go. So if we go on the 22nd, 21st, 22nd, I'm going to do the grocery shopping on the 18th or 19th. So I would need all donations before then, so I know what I need to supplement.
So bottled water.
Bottled water, granola bars, things grown from a garden. The sliders, the sandwiches, they go on the Portuguese sweet buns, the little rolls, the creamy sweet red rolls. That's what they go on. A piece of mozzarella cheese goes on with it. The barbecue sauce from Costco goes with it. Collard greens, onions. Those, what are they called? Black-eyed peas in a can. That's that meal. For lunches, we're having sandwiches. So the bread and the peanut butter and the jelly, because nobody said they're allergic to peanuts. And then little carrot fingers. That's going to be our lunches. And then we're drinking a lot of water. And I figure we need to buy 8 gallons of milk, but I'll take care of that because that's going to be one weird donation if you donate it regularly. So a lot of milk. So the other things that are kind of like snacks. Hold on. Celery, carrots, and broccoli, the corn on the cob, the barbecue jackfruit buns, black-eyed peas, collard greens, pecans, chocolate chips, mozzarella slices. Our school chickens, they're at my house right now until we move that bag of dirt. Our school chickens have been getting busy, so we're bringing 80 eggs that the school chickens laid. Then we need peppers, onions, the vegetarian sausage patties, the Morningstar sausage, and tortillas and cheese, the Mexican cheese. So far, they all said that they would eat a musubi when pressed to it, so one lunch will be musubi, and the other lunch will be peanut butter and jelly. Bananas and chocolate chips, and then this toast, granola, pineapple and coconut. Oh, if anyone's got pineapples and coconuts, we've been, I would like to have the pineapples and then put the coconut, like, we'll do the coconuts here in class. That's a good thing in class. Get into it, you know? So get into the coconut. And then we'll roast them and peel the meat out after it's roasted. So it'll be hunko coconut, not shredded coconut. So, that about settled. I spend a lot of time thinking about food. I'm worried about food more than anything else. That and Band-Aids. I'm always worried about Band-Aids, but...
Do you need Band-Aids?
My other job's a
Okay.
medic. I'm just going to bring my medical kit for my other job.
So
If we don't use it, no harm to foul, right?
Mrs. Enriquez is the trainer, the athletic trainer at the high school, so she is considered a medical professional, so your kids will be safe. She can respond to any medical emergency.
But if we don't use it, nobody knows.
Didn't hear a word.
You plan on?
Yes.
Could you email us the list of non-perishables that you would be willing to
Sure.
take donations from? I think bread a week early might be kind of weird, but if there's canned or dried sundries, then
Okay.
I think that we could, if you could just email it. we could-
Yeah, I'll put it in a list where it's dry and then fresh produce we're willing to accept pronto. Please give a verbal commitment of, and then the other stuff that I plan on buying, and just so you know that, that my kid's allergic to that, don't buy that. It's kind of thing. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yes.
What is the meeting point on Wednesday?
What is the what?
The meeting point?
Oh, the bus will pick them up right in front of the hall.
So they come to school as usual.
Oh,
Yep. But
Without
come to
the
school
stuff.
as usual, but with everything you own on your back. So,
So, yeah, if they ride the bus to school, they can still ride the bus to school, and then they'll go home on Friday on the bus. So they come to school at the normal time on Wednesday.
They'll ride home on the bus
This
clean.
is our bus driver. So they want to keep the bus clean. They'll go home at the regular time on Friday. Yeah. So normal start and end time. You
You
just
said swimming, what about,
today off, what time?
7:45.
huh? What's that?
what kind of swimsuit?
Swimsuits must be modest. Last year we made everyone swim in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
They had their swimsuits on underneath, but I didn't want to play with bikini rules because they get a little crazy. So they have to swim in a t-shirt. So that's an extra t-shirt to pack. But
The shorts will be soccer shorts like?
yeah, like the school PE shorts, that's fine. Or swimming, the surf shorts, or anything that will stay on.
Yeah.
That would be the most appropriate for swimming. So anything that stays on. So the swimming hole, it's not big as far as how round it is, but it is deep. It does go down about 15 to 16 feet, so it is a deep swimming pool. Kids that don't know how to swim, we'll let them put their feet in. There is a shallow area where they can get up wet to their knees, but please don't advise them if they don't know how to swim, not to go in the swimming hole. We had one child not know how to swim last year, so I very quickly taught her how to swim. So, let's go. Any other questions?
If you have any concerns about your child or about the event that you want to talk with Mrs. Henriquez privately, you'll be able to do that.
One of the things I've been telling the kids, and I want to stress this and get on your kids about it, no disciplinary infractions between now and then. You have to do your homework for every teacher, and some students have some makeup work to do. So you have to do your homework for every teacher, and you can't be getting Fs. So some students have to toe the line before they can earn the right to go. So not everyone might be able to attend.
And if they don't attend, where do they go? Do they miss school?
They
No,
will
they'll
be here.
They'll be here. They'll be here with.
They'll have the undivided attention of 3 middle school student teachers that are staying behind.
They'll get their work done.
They'll get their work. And then how does that come with, say, a science report or experiment or something? Because if you're doing the work up there, you might very well want them to come back and write down what they did or saw or experienced. Now, they won't be able to do that. So.
No. The man who runs the Kokee Discovery Center last year gave them a pamphlet to fill out. And we did have, I think we were missing 3 kids last year that couldn't go. So they couldn't fill out the packet. The other children shared what, they read mine, share my packet. My husband's a photographer, so he put together a whole bunch of pictures, and that was in the school, what do they call that thing? The yearbook and the newsletter. So they did try to share the experience as much as possible. But I will not be making them write a science report on it. Like, that's not, there's no essay based on it. We will refer to it in discussion in class, like, do you remember that, but there's not going to be a homework assignment on that.
For that work that they're going to do up there, they're going to be supplied with the equipment that they, or they have to bring their own gloves or...
Bring a shovel.
There are shovels up there. There are shovels up there, and the ground is so moist where we did the pulling last year, it wasn't really a glove problem. The Kahili ginger itself's not pokey. So it was really, the kids were just manhandling it. They were just ripping it out of the ground. And some of them got quite an impressive number. Like, we had little time trials last year, and one group of 4 boys got 150 plants within 10 minutes pulled out. So, and it filled the back of a pickup truck. It was a huge quantity of plants because they were motivated. So, I don't even know what they won, but they were motivated. So, anything else? I think we're good, right?
I think we are. The only thing that I would like to do is get the names of the parents who are here. Do you have a spare piece of paper?
You can put your name on the paper.
Just your name and your child's name.
Get the makeup.
In case you're making mistakes, you can put your name. So you can have a and find someone else.
No, all the teachers know we're going. They've known since the first day of school.
So, that's my only concern, I didn't have extra.
I doubt it. Because last year we took everybody but 3 students, so it's not like they gave 3 students a killer workload. And the week we go, when we come back, your child's going to be rearing to go to the county fair because the county fair starts the night we get home. So it's the fair weekend. There's not going to be a whole lot that weekend.
Thank you.
It's a fair weekend.
Yeah. So they go camping up. Maybe they'll be too tired to go to the fair.
Wow.
Maybe you can save money this year. I'm too tired to go to the fair,
I
Mom.
know, because spending $50.
So some of you had your children go last year. Do you want to share, does anyone have anything that they'd like to share about how their child came home? Yes?
I should say my son Jake went last year and he was really excited about pulling out the Kokee ginger. So much so, for remembering having done it, that we were on Oahu a couple of weeks ago, and he went by one of those little stands where they sell cuttings that you can bring home to plant wherever, and they had packaged Kokee ginger that they were selling. He made a big stink with the woman who was selling. He realized I spent the weekend pulling these out of the ground. They were selling. So, really excited.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, my daughter Zoe went last year too. She had a great time. And although, you know, those flowers, whatever those flowers were you guys ate, everywhere we go now, there they are. We've got to pick those edible flowers, you know. And we went to the mainland for a vacation this summer, and she claimed she saw them on the mainland. And it's just like everything I can do to not get her to graze on the environment, you know.
We did tell them, never eat wild plants unless a knowledgeable guide tells you it's safe.
Can you tell her that again?
I
We got into a fight.
will remind her because
There are some hazards.
there are some
Yeah.
hazards, but
Knowledge is power.
I do think about food a lot. So
It was your fault.
yeah, I do, because the first question I always ask is it edible? So and that doesn't necessarily apply to plant matter either. Yeah, I eat a lot of things. Yeah. Let's leave that at.
So if you'd like, you can start completing the permission forms now. What I will do is send home, I will send home another copy of this back page so you can see what you signed, the initial. But we need to also have this on our file.
This is just not related to this topic at all. Two shameless plugs. I'm in charge of the school work committee, so when we have a work day,
It's scheduled.
we do
September 8th.
September
It's a Saturday. Are you?
I don't know yet.
Okay, if you're available.
But I would love to entice you all to come and work for the school work day. We have a variety of projects going on, so there's a skill set for everyone. And then second thing is, if you're ever into reading books that expand your educational horizons, this is a lovely book about science and all the different scientific disciplines. The lady talks like she's talking to you on the back porch, so it drives you a little nuts. But it really ties all the difference, biology and chemistry and physics and astronomy. It really puts them all into perspective. So if it's been a while since you've taken a science class, this is a good place to, one thing that I want for my kids when we go up there and we're looking at plants and geology, I want them to kind of put the two together, to be able to see how the one affects the other and just get the big picture of things, to think outside of, it's a tree. It's a tree and it's growing this way because. And one of the plants that we're going to look at so closely is the ohia, because the ohia will be very giant in places where the roots have a lot of playroom. And on the bog, or the swamp where we're going, a 50-year-old ohia is this big, because the roots can't penetrate through the hard pan that the volcano left, and that's why it is a bog. So I want them to see the one affects the other, and it's all together. So I know it's not very scientific. They get it! But this is a pretty interesting book.
What's the name of it? I can't see.
The Canon, a whirligig tour of the beautiful basics of science, and it's by Natalie Angier, A-N-G-I-E-R. So the Canon, but there are some sections that are less interesting than others, but a lot of it's pretty good. Like I've taken notes on almost every page, so it's a good refresher for science, but not for kids. It's over the heads.
So are there any other questions or comments or observations? so we have a rocking school bus tomorrow morning. We're meeting at the old Otsuka's Warehouse at, on Hawaii House